I really feel compelled to just put a piece of my mind out there. Whoever watches, whoever cares. But this whole like deportation, immigration topic that everyone's been talking about is just absurd.
Hi, beautiful people. Trust y'all are doing good and having a great time. Thank you for stopping by once again and supporting your girl. Thank you for clicking when you got the notification, for subscribing, for liking. I see y'all's comments. I appreciate y'all. So, in today's video, I came across a couple of stories, a couple of Latino stories where, some of them were sharing their thoughts. Some of them were so emotional, crying, sharing the stories, about all this deportation issue that is going on. And I just thought, let me share it with y'all. Let me know what you think about those videos. I mean, some of them are quite emotional, right? But let's get into the videos and I'll see you at the end of the video.
I've been crying so much because my fiance is an immigrant, and every time he goes out, I'm just so nervous. And it's so hard. I knew this day was gonna come. I know uno tiene que agarrarse de Dios y está positivo todo el tiempo, pero esto no es fácil. Esto es algo que da mucho miedo. Yo sé que muchas personas están en mi posición y créeme, yo no le deseo esto a nadie. Y nada más de pensar que muchas personas están pasando por esto es terrible. So many people going through the same thing, and it's just very sad. I've been crying for 3 days. My head hurts so much. Like, I don't even want to go outside. And every time he steps out the house, automatically, I'm just crying and pidiéndole mucho a Dios, praying so much that nothing is gonna happen. Because I don't know what I'm gonna do if something happens and he gets deported. This is terrible. This is the worst feeling. This is one of the worst feelings. I don't want to cry. And I was debating whether I was going to post this video or not. But I have no words. I just don't know what to say. All I can do is cry and pray that everything is gonna be okay, that all of this is gonna blow over. And my face is so puffy from crying so much. The crying will never stop. I'm trying, like I try during the day to keep myself busy, but nothing works. Like I could be doing something, cooking or cleaning, and all of a sudden I just start crying. La verdad, yo no le deseo esto a nadie. Nobody deserves this. Pero como yo dije, nada más no toca rezar, agarrarse de Dios, que Dios es el único que sabe. All we can do is pray and let God do his thing.
This is just crazy. I remember this happening like a couple years back. I was younger. I'm 31 now. And I feel like it wasn't as bad as it is right now. I'm so grateful for all the people like working in hospitals that are helping the Hispanic community, same as the cops, and same as other people in different businesses. But just how there are a lot of people helping now more than ever, there's so many other people that are going against the Hispanic community at this time. I just saw the thing that legit broke me, was learning that in Oklahoma, kids that are immigrants and that their parents are immigrants, they aren't going to be able to go to school anymore. That shit fucking broke me to my core, because whenever I came here, I was in 2nd grade. I didn't know any English. I knew I was different, and I knew I had to like work twice as hard as everybody else to be better, because I knew I was just different, right? And that's why I worked so hard, and not trying to have an accent or whatever, to learn really perfect English, so they wouldn't be able to differentiate me, or what is that word? I can't even think about it. Like, they wouldn't be able to tell I was different. And just to know that now they're targeting the kids, they can't even go to daycares now. Like, that's what hurts me. If my mom was like, sorry baby girl, like, ya no puedes ir a la escuela, like, I couldn't even imagine. It's just so ugly.
Hello everyone, my name is Lupe Hernandez. I've been debating about making this video, but I feel with all the mass deportations going on, or the scares that are going on, it is time to tell my story, what happened to me. It's never easy to talk about your past traumas, bring up feelings, from when you went through a difficult time. But it is a real thing that creates who you are now. I am a firstborn generation. My parents came here illegally many years ago. I was born, raised here in the United States. My mother never educated us on marrying or finding someone that was legal. I mean, I don't think that was ever really spoken about when I was growing up, like someone that was legal status or not legal status. So we grew up around the Hispanic community and just not knowing any difference. When I first got married, my first marriage, and I'm going to say my first marriage because the deportation made many changes in my life, including later on down the road, divorcing. But when he was deported, that was back in 2007, I was about 6 months pregnant. I had a child that was 2 years old, and I was pregnant about 6 months. This is difficult. Sorry, it's still really difficult to talk about. I think we all vote, or we all want these deportations in certain ways, but only the ones that have gone through it know what it's like to get a family member ripped out of your hands from one day to another. Sorry. So, he had an issue. He was wrongfully booked into jail. And at that moment, while we were going through all his case and trying to get that resolved, ICE had put a hold on him. And so as soon as he was released from jail, and he was not found guilty. ICE had already put a hold on him. So from the jail, he went to the ICE detention center, and he was there for about a month until we were trying to figure things out. He pretty much was forced to sign a saying he willfully was going back to Mexico. While he was there, he was about a month and a half. We visited him often. I say we as myself and my 2-year-old. Some people decide not to take their kids there, and some people do. My decision was because I didn't know how long it would be until he was able to see his dad again.
I've been getting asked what my opinions are in the state that's happening right now with this country these past couple days. As a Latina, my views should not shock you in any ways. This is not anything new. This shouldn't be anything new. And as a Latina, this should be an expectation. For those that are saying that it's disgraceful that I don't consider myself to be American, I never said that I do not consider myself to be American. But as of right now, in the state that this country is in, I'm embarrassed. Rightfully so, I'm not 100% American because I've never been. I'm a dual citizen, and just because I was born in this country does not mean that this is where my roots are. It would be an absolute disgrace to my parents who left their families in Costa Rica to build a life here for me to separate from that identity and add on an identity to a country where my family is not from. I'm never ever going to act like I'm something that I'm not. And as a Latina, if you are choosing to support something against what's happening in this country, I don't consider you someone that's prideful of where they're from. Because if you are prideful and you have a lot of passion and you love the country that your family is from, you would never go against your own people. Just because I'm not from other countries, other Latin countries, does not mean I don't hurt the same seeing these immigrants going through the situations that are happening in this country in this moment. But something that I will say is I'm very proud to be Costa Rican above anything else. That will never end. No matter how long I've lived in this country, no matter where I was born, you don't have to understand my point of view. And I don't think that anybody would ever understand. You haven't gone through it yourself. If you haven't had family members that are undocumented, that have struggled, that have left their literal families, left all of their belongings, came to another country, not knowing a single person, not even having $1 to their name, and starting from ground zero and rebuilding their entire life just to have the chance of having a better life. And I say a chance because you are taking a risk. I will always be Costa Rican and I will always stand for my Latina and my Latinos in my community. And I will continue to be prideful and do as much as I can to advocate for my community and immigrants in general. So that is everything that I have to say on this topic. I wanted to make that very clear.
I do not have an ounce of Mexican blood in mis venas, but I was adopted into a Mexican family, and my grandfather sacrificed everything he had to come to the United States to live the American dream. He walked all the way from Michoacan to California, which I know others have made a longer journey, but he tells the story of coming to the United States and seeing the orchards filled with oranges in California and just being in awe at the opportunity that he was presented with. And he always told us that he made the right decision because he watched our family prosper and we were given opportunities that maybe we may not have had in Mexico. And I met my husband, who also made the same journey. He was the first in his family to come to the United States in search of a better life for himself and his future family. And the stories that he tells me about walking to work in the snow and not having a car and working low-wage jobs humble me so often and make me realize how privileged I am. And thanks to the sacrifice that these two men made, I have lived a life full of love and opportunity that I may not have lived in the same way without them. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for Mexico, for Mexicans, for Latinos, the friends that I've made that are Latino, that I've been able to learn how to speak Spanish and embrace the culture and celebrate everything that is Mexico and its strength and beauty. Gracias a México, soy quien soy y estoy con ustedes.
And the saddest thing is that Latinos voted for this to happen.
I mean, guys, it's how should I even put this? It's sad, right? That children, the thoughts of children being separated from their parents, the thought of spouses being separated, the thought of parents being separated from their children, elderly parents being separated from their children. I mean, the thoughts of families being wrenched apart is actually heartbreaking, okay? But I mean, yeah, all others coming. You don't expect to plant a corn seed, for example, and harvest a mushroom. Let me just put it like that. Let's use that analogy. You don't expect to plant a orange seed and harvest pineapples. It's not gonna work. So whatever it is that is going on, it had a foundation, it had a root cause, and there was something behind it. So I mean, for now, it is what it is. My heart goes out to the families involved, but I think you should go back to your community and ask why. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Let me know what your views and thoughts are. I can't wait to hear from you. Let the conversation begin. I always love to hear from you. Thank you guys for watching, for clicking, for sharing, and for subscribing. I see y'all. Don't forget to stay safe. I'll see you in my next video. Ciao.